but I don't never try this and put it in the place. I buy it from Amazon. There is a couple of millimeters. I'm from Finland. Take it out. Hi, I am Sami and I want to be Overlander. First, I revealed my ego. So, let's start to manipulate Driveshaft. I'm not do this many times really. I don't have a front wheel drive cars. So first I need to pull this rubber here, and it's quite tight fitting. Yeah. Then we have this cone washer. It goes in this way. And then I think this name is a thrust washer. It goes in this way. I like to see what is the meaning of this. It's a little bit narrowing another end. It fits here with the joint. Then we need to put this circlip on. Yeah. It should go in like this. Yeah. Now it's on. I show you something. This was the original circlips, and how they were like this. All of them was almost cut. Then the instruction was put the 80 gram of this grease, and this is a exactly 80 gram package, so you don't have any excessive grease if you have only one pack. Yeah, I almost forgot. They say put the bolt here so the grease not come off. Then we should pull 80 gram of this inside. I'm not sure how this is possible to go in all the back. I listen someone you say you put it in from the bolt hole, then drill the bolt back in. So now there is a 80 gram of grease, and then we should push this in the hole. I don't know how we could do that. How the circlip should go in there. Do I need to help it? Yeah, now it should go. And the instructions say you should pull this to see it's locked in the place. But if I see it's go all the way in already, there's no actually place to go anymore further. You should move this to get the grease everywhere and check it moves freely. And then the instructions say put the more grease in outside, but this package is empty, so we need to open another one. I think now we have joint completely greased. You can put the more grease inside there by opening this bolt and filling it from this end. Now we have a grease here, as the instruction manual say. It's not need to put more than manual says. Try to pull this rubber over the lid. Yeah, and it goes nice. Yeah, it could turn like this, so I think it's exactly in the lid. And this end should be here. If you paint these joints outside, they don't get rust. So it feels nice. Then we should put the clamps. I'm going to take off these rubber gloves. Wow, you see, they're not strong enough for this grease. Do you need to think about this, what way this turns? This driveshaft goes this way to the car. It spins this way. I have this tool, but I don't never try this. I buy it from Amazon, very cheap tool. It turns it up from the one end, but not from the another end. So then we try to put it. This boot is made in year 21. So actually it goes in quite easy. Edges are so thick, it's not very easy to get this tool under there. It's very cheap tool, and I see the angles are also. You need to open the hand all the way like this. This is a very crappy tool. Do I need to little bit modify this? So let's see, does it help? I'm a little bit changing those angles there. Yeah, you see, just some millimeters different, and I learn another side. Make sure you can compress it into both sides. Yeah, now it's lift another way up also. Now I can start to crimping this quite correctly. Like this. Then I'm going to hit it down. I don't need it be so up. Actually it's bent. You see it's quite up, but if I'm hitting it, it could damage the rubber also. So better I'm not hit it. I think it's fine now. I wipe off the excessive grease here. Actually you can spinning it still, but I'm sure it's tight enough. Then we will see how long time this rubber will last. Then put another end. I don't put the boot yet because I want to go to fitting it in the car, and I'm going to check that movement. So I'm just going to put this here to fit it in the car and check the movement. Oh, it's a bit tight. Perhaps I could put the boot here anyway. I don't need to hit it this all the way. Yeah, now it's okay. Now it's on. We can put it here so it's not butter. Before I put the grease in. Quite tight fitting. I think it should be all the way in. Yeah, I think it's all the way in. Then I can put this circlip already here. I don't have grease there yet, but I think it's not a problem. Yeah, it snaps on, so it is complete there. This is so special. It allows so much movement. So I have this lift kit, and this part should put it here, then put the one rubber here, and we don't use this washer and bolt what comes with the shock. We have this new bolt and the rubber, put it together like that, and there is a 40 Newton meter moment for this. So let's go put it in the car. There is too thick layer, some kind of compound. I couldn't get the shock in there in the place. Can you believe there is so tiny place? Because these are bushing a little bit wider than the another shock, and just in the edge there is some sheet metal layers, so I need to cut in the corner a little bit if I'm able to install this in the place. But I think it's not going to harm anything because it seems to be very thick material, and it's outside of this angle, so it's not going to broke anywhere. But now I'm just able to put the bolt on. Again, 1 millimeter counts, and just leave it in the tree. Then we install this lift kit. This is just the testing. We need to check the axle movement. This is the end position, and it should go all the way. So now these shocks are out position. You see the head is a bit different. The wide is same, but the head is bigger. Another end is actually 1 centimeter shorter. And when I push it in, not easy because another one have gas pressure, but it's also 1 centimeter longer when it's in position. I don't know, do I use these shocks or do I change another shocks later? drive shaft on the place. Yeah, now I don't have this bolt here. I can put this bolt, but I'm not tightening it yet. So the reason is I want to see what kind of torsion this makes here. So and there is movement on the upper position. It's not so much angle like it's in a down position. It's go very near of this. It should be here. I need to turn this bolt all the way so the shaft is not too in. Now it's here. There is a couple of millimeter. I think it should be fine. It's a little bit sticky to turn because I don't have crease. Put a little bit crease there. So the reason for this, why I don't put all parts together yet, is I want to see this angle because I listen this side broken often. I think the outer joint is okay too. So this rubber really can't never hit. I think it's okay. This is what the matters. It's not touched to this sleeve here where the boot attach. It's not touched that, so it should not ruin this. I think the movement is quite okay. So I can take it off and fill this with the grease and then install it properly. I put the spring in first, then I can put drive shafts. So now the drive shafts are here and they are ready to install. Okay, my van, I use this Cube RJ5154 model springs. These are the various thickness of the coil. This was just fine. I've driven 25,000 kilometers with this one over the Gobi Desert and the height was quite okay that time. This is the original style for Syncro spring. And now I'm going to install this 3 centimeter lift kit, and this was the original rubbers. I have new ones, so then it sits in the factory height. When I put this thick piece there, it's gonna lift. So I need to go to working under the car for installing this because I need to use the jacking control arm back in the position. So let's go do that. First of all, I need to take off this my supporting, and I'm recommend you undo the brake handbrake wire because it's limit movement so much. So if I undo that, I'm able to lowering this much like this. I don't know where it stops now. but yeah, it's in here. So now it's the lowest possible point. So undo the handbrake cable. If the bushing bolts are tight, you're not able to lowering this. Rubber goes in down here. Am I able to fit it here? Yeah. So the hole is small enough, but I don't need to hold it there. What about this piece? Yeah, it's okay too. I need to rotate those spring heads. Obviously, you need to put the up first. Here is this small marking where you could see the place. A little bit need more use force. Put it in. Yeah, then rotate it like that. Yeah, here you can see the markings. You can mark it with the pen first, but I didn't do that. So now we are able to lift control arm. Yeah, it's go place nice, but I cannot lift my car up from the bench. Just enough for put the shocks on. Bolt and rubber here. Well, I don't have place to put it in the treats. I need to lowering it again and move this jack a little bit more backwards. Just move a little bit. Okay, yeah, forget the lift kit, so put this one on first, then the rubber, and then the bolt. There is so fine treats and no any narrowing in the head. You'll see the bolt go in the treats and can turn with the hands, but it's very difficult to start to put it in the treats. Perhaps I'm try again, and this time I'm install the lower end first. You cannot see here when it's aligned. Okay, now it's on. Quite tricky. And now the shock is on and the spring is on, and then another side we lowering it down, and it's rest with the shock. So here in the front we don't have yet engine and the gearbox, so we cannot install the drive shaft. So I take the one old CV joint, just put it in the place here, because I don't want to damage the bearing, so I need to install something here to pull the bearing together. Perhaps in next video I'm going to put this car back to the tires, to the wheels, so I can rolling it in the garage. Bearing not going to break if I roll this car. So I'm going to install drive shaft to the rear axle, and I checked here in the workshop manual, inner constant velocity joint retaining bolts, M10 bolts, tightening is 80 Newton meters, and it's quite strong if you remember what happens to treats to the rear differential carrier. But these bolts are, perhaps cannot see here, it's so tiny, but there is a 12.9 grade markings, and if you look with this table, M10 bolt, I think I cannot focus here, but M10 bolt and 8.8 grade is only 53, 10.9 grade is 74, and 12.9 is 89 Newton meter. But it depends also about is it zinc coated, dry or oiled, so it's changed that torque mount. So I'm going to put here a little bit treat lock anywhere, because they are tend to open sometimes. So I'm put a little bit treat lock there and tightening them to 80 Newton meter. And the book say lubricant capacity to the east joint is 120 gram. So one package of grease is 80 gram. That's why the one bladder like this is not enough. So I'm going to put each side half bag of grease. Same time I'm attach them. We need to remember put this on. So let's go install. Put this grease here, and remember I already put it inside one pack, so there is 80 gram. Now I'm going to put here 40 gram more this grease. I think you don't need to put this full, so now I think there is a 40 gram grease. It's going to spread around there when you're driving. We are taking off this bolt, another end. I don't know why I'm talking every word what I do, but and put it in the place here like that. It snaps in nice and easy. We need to put this on without messing the all crease. I think it's go inside from the up easier. I need to little bit spreading this crease. I can put it in here. Why this couldn't go in? It should go there. It's not go like in transfer TV program. Is this another end all the way in? It should be all the way in. Couple of millimeters. Yeah, okay. It's possible go. It's going in, and make sure you don't damage the ceiling there inside there. Then I'm going to put first the one bolt so I can manage to keep this in the place just for the guiding. I need to a little bit spin this rubber because I can't put the one bolt on. They should turn. Now I'm able to put the bolts on. Yeah, it's okay now. We cannot lift up this another end anymore because we got the spring in the place. So then take the treat lock. Now we have a brake, so we should be able to tightening the bolts. Bolts head are quite long, but there is a gap to the, perhaps 3 mm gap to the axle seal. You are able to rotate this. Then I'm going to put the handbrake on and tightening this. I put the moment wrench to the 80 Newton meter. Let's see, do the handbrake hold. It's quite tight. Yeah, first one, second. I need to mark those which I tightening. I need to turn car, so, and the last bolt. Yeah, now it's in. That's the last bolt. Everything is now on 80 Newton meter. You're driving, you look sometimes those bolts, so they are not going to open. I'm going to end this video here. It's going to be very long anyway, but I have a couple of small things to do still here. We need to equalize this pressure of this shaft, so you have to lifting that. Yeah, now air allows to come to out here. This is the what workshop manual say. Not happy to put screwdriver in, but you need to do it. These bolts are 17 mm Allen key bolts. Came with the Lebro Driveshaft CV joints, but I'm not going to use these. I bought the VW Wheelstain bolts, and these are more likely style like as the original CV retaining bolts. There is this washer just made the grease to the treats. Let's see, do my handbrake hold. I'm scared the bolts, Allen key bolts, I cannot open them if the head is not good, so that's why I use this kind of bolts. And the tightening is 150 Newton meters. And thank you for all new subscribers. I'm closing to 1,000 subscribers in my channel, which could be nice. So I need to found here the 100, and the torque is here 150 Newton meter plus 90-degree angle. All bolts, VW bolt also is 8.8 grade bolts. So these are soft bolts actually, and I think they are stretching bolts. So let's see, do my handbrake hold. 150, it's quite, yeah, it's okay. Like that, and then the 19-degree angle from here to down. Brake little bit turns, but yeah, that's it. Then I'm going to tighten another side. I have brakes in the car, brake lines in the car. I'm not bleeding yet. There's no brake fluid in yet. But next video, my plan is take the car off from the body bench and put it back to the wheels.
When that's done, the car is rolling, it's waiting the engine. I have tons of do more here. Fuel tanks, fuel lines and etc. which I'm not done yet, but when the car is in the wheels, I'm going to open the engine and look what the engine is. Thank you and see you next week.
Thank you for watching and see you in next episode.